in this section, we'll be classifying these equations by the number of terms. So the first equation is a binomial. The second equation is a trinomial. The third equation is a polynomial. And the last equation is a monomial.
So here we're going to look at these equations and try and find the degree. And the degree of the polynomial is found by looking at the term with the highest exponent on its variable. So in the first equation, it's going to be a binomial, and the variable with the highest degree is going to be 2. And this is going to be a second degree binomial. And in the next equation, it's going to be 3. And this is going to be a third degree trinomial. And for the next equation, the highest degree would be 5. And this is going to be a fifth degree polynomial. And lastly, it's going to be 9. It's going to be a ninth degree monomial.
Here we have two different graphs with two different equations. We have one x squared graph and one x cubed graph. So, even and odd graphs have different initial starts of each graph. So this one has a graph that starts in the positive and end the positive. So therefore, it is an even graph and has the same initial and end behavior. Otherwise, you have an odd graph where you have it start with a negative and end with a positive, and that shows that it's an odd graph and they have a different initial and end behavior. Here we're given a polynomial, and what we're going to do is we're going to factor by grouping. So in this situation, we can group the 8x cubed and 2x squared and the 12x and 3. So there we can pull out a 2x from this group, a 2x squared, my bad, and you'll be left with a 4x plus 1. And we'll be pulling a 3 out of this equation. And we'll have plus 3, 4x plus 1. And from there we'll have a 2x squared plus 3 and a 4x plus 1. And what we'll do is we'll set them back up equal to 0. 2x squared plus 3 equals 0, and 4x plus 1 equals 0. From here we'll be solving each equation, and 2x squared is equal to negative 3, x is equal to x squared is equal to negative 3 over 2. So if x is equal to plus or minus square root of negative 3 over 2. Here what we'll do is we'll subtract a 1 over 4. X is equal to negative 1. X is equal to negative 1 over 4. Here is a practice problem. Pause the video now and try to solve it. Good. Okay. So what we're going to do is what we did in the last equation, and it was factor the 4x cubed minus 6x and the minus 6x squared, my bad, and minus 6x plus 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out a 2x squared from the first grouping, and we'll get 2x squared, and then you'll factor it out. I'll have a 2x minus 3, and you'll be pulling out a negative 3 from this equation. You'll be having a 2x minus 3. And from here what we'll do is you'll factor by grouping, and you'll have 2x squared minus 3 and a 2x minus 3. And from here what we'll do is we'll set both of these equal to 0, like as so. A 2x squared minus 3 is equal to 0, and a 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. And what we'll do is we'll set them equal, we'll do simple math. 2x squared is equal to 3. X squared is equal to 3 over 2. Therefore, x is equal to plus or minus square root of 3 over 2. And this one will just have 2x equals 3. X is equal to 3 over 2. Those are the solutions you should have gotten. If you did not understand, please go back to the last video. Thank you. So here we're going to solve for the y-intercept. And what you do is you basically just substitute x as 0. And what you'll get is y equals 9. And if you were to solve for the x-intercept, you substitute y as 0, and you solve it. 3x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. You factor out the 3, you get x squared plus 2x plus 3 equals 0. So to solve the intercepts of x and y, you just plug x is equal to 0, or you do y is equal to 0. So to solve for the y-intercept, you plug in x is equal to 0. Therefore, you'll get the y-intercept of 12. Now, to get the x-intercept, you plug y as 0. And then you can get, you'll just solve it like it's a regular quadratic equation. So you'll do it as, you'll pull a 4 out, 4x squared plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. So you'll divide the 4 over, you'll have x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0, and you'll just factor by grouping. X plus 3 and x plus 1, and you'll have x equal -3 or -1. Those are your two intercepts. We'd like to thank you guys for really listening. We hope you guys learned something, and this is by Rahul Sawan. Garrett Bilgrave, and Srijan Sharma. Thank you very much.